Good morning. This is TCR, TroyCommunityRadio.com. I'm Clint Myers on 107.1 WTJN for David Denoyer on TCTV. It's time now for the Mayor's Report, and with me I have Mayor Michael Beamish. Good morning.
Happy New Year to you, Clint,
That's
David,
right.
and all the listeners there that are listening to our program today.
We've made it this far into the new year, and looks like the temperature is finally starting to act like it's winter.
We've had that roller coaster effect certainly in the fall and into this winter season. Still no measurable snowfall, at least as this show's being aired, but the temperature lets us know we're in the winter season.
Absolutely. A little bit warmer for this Saturday. We're supposed to be into the 40s, so
The roller coaster effect goes on.
Since we've had our record low temperature now for the year, which was, I think we were down to 13 this morning.
Yeah, it was.
So, or earlier this week. Starting to take some of the decorations downtown as we move past Christmas and the New Year, but the lights will stay in the trees for a while.
Well, they will, and they'll stay up through Valentine's Day. It's just a romantic scene.
It does look nice.
But weather permitting, the Christmas tree will be coming down. The Santa house is going to be moved away from Proudy Plaza. So the Christmas season has come and it is gone for another year. But the lights of the downtown will still shine brightly.
Well, they look nice when you come in, in the downtown in the evenings. It'll be nice for a romantic Valentine's Day.
There you go. There you go.
Council back at it for the beginning of the year.
Wow, our first council meeting took place Monday, January the 4th, and we introduced our 3 new members, each person representing one of the branches of government. The executive branch had our new auditor, John Frigge. The legislative branch had John Terwilliger introduced for the first time, and of course coming back as our judicial branch, the law director, is Grant Kerber. All 3 were there. In fact, we had all 9 members present. We're all newly elected for another term, and off we went. We actually started the meeting with an executive session to talk about how we're doing with some of our negotiations with the bargaining units, and then we returned and we appointed, as part of our first year duties as a council, the first part is employed the clerk of council, which is Sue Knight, and of course that was unanimously okayed by council. So Sue Knight will be the clerk of council once again. She's done that for many years. We did have a vote on, in the event that the president of our city council would not be present, we have to have a president pro tem, which the council voted. Tom Kendall will become our president pro tem for this term. We also needed to elect, in the event that, say, Sue Knight would not be able to be a part of a council meeting, a clerk of council pro tem, and that was Brock Heath was elected to that position. So we have backup positions to
everyone in their place.
Everybody's in their place, and so that started off our meeting. We did have, believe it or not, some resolutions, some ordinances. One of them is pretty routine. Every year we look at what might be surplus, no longer for public use, and we look at the internet auction sites, and we have to first of all have council approve that we could use the internet auction site, and they did that. That's pretty customary. It's kind of an item that we do every year at the beginning of a term. So we did that. Now we did have 2 of our bargaining units that ratified negotiations agreements, and so council needed to do their part to okay those new agreements, and that was on wages, benefits, and language. And that was our firefighters. We came to agreement with them, and our captains. Now, you may already recall we already came with our police officers, so we are moving forward with our negotiations. And of course, that was emergency, first of the year. We're going to have those negotiations, those 3-year contracts under contract. And so 9-0 was the vote for that. Boy, both of us are fighting a little throat problem here today. Then in the ordinances, again, part of that was the salary agreements for both of those contracts, and council passed those as emergency legislation. One thing we did do, again, is we work with ODOT, Ohio Department of Transportation, and we have a cooperative purchasing program with them. We've done that before, and this is a way of overall cost savings, not only to our city, but to other jurisdictions in our region with ODOT. It's because they can purchase that volume, get the best prices, and so council approved that program as well. We did have a release of mortgage. They paid off their loan, and so that's just customary routine that once that's done, we vote to release them from their mortgage, and that was in a jiffy print.
Okay.
So we did that. We did have a presentation or a recommendation from Personnel Committee, which John Terwilliger, a new council representative, is the chair. And it was reappointing the Board of Tax Appeals, the Income Tax Appeal Review Board. Their 2-year terms. Ed Westmeyer was up, and of course, we all know Ed is a very involved community citizen, and he is on that board, and he was renewed 9-0, as well as Kit Kazmaier and Mark Douglas. Those 3 represent the appeals board for tax appeals, income tax appeals, and John Terwilliger presented that recommendation, and the council followed up with a 9-0 vote to support that. That pretty much covered it. Under statutory law, the mayor and the law director are to give an annual report at the first meeting of January, in which case we passed out a written report. Good bedtime reading for council, but it just highlights some of the many activities that both the law director does as well as the mayor does during the 2015 year. So as we move into the 16 now.
Yeah, we're looking for great things here in 2016.
That pretty much was a summary of council. It was an active meeting, and for a first meeting.
Okay. Now your next council is going to be a little jogged different. You got to move a day.
and yes, Monday is a normal council meeting day, first and third Mondays. Well, the next Monday will be Martin Luther King Day, when we would normally meet. So because of that holiday, we will move it back a day and have our next council meeting on the 19th of January, which is a Tuesday, 7 o'clock City Hall. I should mention a couple of things with that. Is you notice at Christmas and New Year's we backed up trash recycling pickup a day. This is not the case for Martin Luther King Day or the other holidays of the year.
Yeah, that won't happen again for another year.
Yeah, it's status quo. So if you have a Monday trash pickup, you need to get the recycling trash on Monday for that pickup day. So that's a good thing to remind people about as well.
Now, now that we kind of made it over to trash pickup, let's talk about folks taking down their Christmas decorations and their trees, if they had live trees.
Yeah.
How do they dispose of those? How does that work?
We do a pickup. There are a couple of items. First, we will ask you to take your Christmas tree and put it on the curb, not bagged.
Don't put it in a bag.
You don't put it in a bag. A lot of people want to keep it in a bag. Just put the tree out, and when we do the regular trash recycling pickup, they will see that. They will come back and pick up the trees. No decorations. We don't want no bags, no decorations. Just leave that tree out, and it'll disappear. And you know, this is what you see happen in this time of the year.
Right. I know I've seen some trees out by the roadside, and they're in bags.
Yeah, and the reasoning is we'll take them to our city dump, and plastic is, well.
Well, with the
recycling,
with the trees, you can just let those kind of degrade on their own.
That's right.
Okay.
So if you can just take the bag off, and I know a lot of people put the bag on so they can get them out the
door
out
of the house
without having needles everywhere, and I can appreciate that. But once it's outside, just take the bag off, put it in a trash, and then leave the tree out, and it'll get picked up.
Perfect. Anything else that you'd like to add in?
Well, we've talked about this. It's been an unusual fall, and it's been an unusual winter so far. It has been cold on occasions, but it's also been warm. But we haven't had an appreciable snowfall yet. Now, we may have that, might even occur this weekend when the show's being aired. But I just encourage people to remember this is the winter season. When you're out driving around, leave a lot of room between cars. Look at the weather conditions, especially if it's snow and ice. That's a real dangerous ingredients for some safety hazard. So be careful out there. Remember, kids are back in school from the Christmas break, so we need to be very careful and watch the pedestrians as well as those in cars moving up and down our streets. We do have a procedure. Jerry Mullins was here a few weeks ago, shared how we keep our main streets open, our secondary streets open, and then we move out from there to try to clear in case we do, and we will have snow sometime.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. Might even happen this weekend. But I want people to be prepared for that. And
well, sometimes it's that little dusting of snow on the road that might be hiding a little patch of ice.
Absolutely.
So, slow it down.
And if we do get the big snow, keep the fire hydrants clear.
Yep.
And the storm drains clear as best you can, because that will help us all in the long run if we do have an emergency.
All right, Mayor. Thank you very much.
It's been a great start for the year, and it's a chance for us to look back on what we have accomplished, but look ahead to the future and make each day a beautiful day. And I would just ask everybody to show an act of kindness to people. It just makes everybody feel better.
Good call.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. This has been the Mayor's Report with Mayor Michael Beamish. I'm Clint Myers on 107.1 WTJN for David Denoyer on TCTV.